of range. There's that descending thing. It's knowing I'm not known. It's knowing I'm not known. It makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds, and the ink stains that have dried upon some line. It makes me tell. So let's go over it really quickly, just to show you the basic idea. It's a D chord, and I'm doing what you would call a bluegrass D chord here. If you were to play this thing, if you're an absolute beginner, knowing I'm always open and your path is free to walk. That's an E minor on the chord, on the word walk. It makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed. There's your A7, stashed behind your couch. And that's pretty much it. When it repeats, it's a little bit longer on each chord. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds, and the ink stains that have dried upon some line. On the word line comes the E minor. There's your A7. And back to the D. You could play it that way, with simply D and E minor and A7. And leave all that fancy motion that happens in the chords up to other members of the band, let's say. And, in the right context, you wouldn't be fired. It's not totally against the law. But if we take it to the next level, we say, well, okay, it's a D chord, and then you have this descending thing within the D chord. I'm doing it right now with the bass line, with the lower note of the chord. From a D, I'm putting a C sharp on the bottom. We could call that a D major with a major, D major with a C sharp in the bass. And then you walk it down to a B note. So now you have to bar those two, B and F sharp. And then you walk it down to an A note. You have to play A and F sharp. And I'm letting the A string ring open all the while. And that leads us to the E minor, which is barring the middle two strings. Okay. Then this next bit, I go up to the E minor and simply walk down chromatically from E minor with a major seventh, E minor 7, A7. So that's 9 and 5, 8 and 5, 7 and 5, 6 and 5, and leads us right back to the D major, a D and the F sharp, 7 and 4. And that's pretty much it. We wait there on the E minor, then we walk it down. Then we're on the D. We do all that again, but it's a little bit different on the repeat. Walk it down to the low A, then come back to the D, and then to the E minor. Wait. And then walk it down, back to the E minor, and the A7, and the D. So it has that little extra E minor A7 at the end of the E minor section. Okay, let me go ahead and show you how to do this so that It's the upper note in the chord that's going to move down now. So we're going to go to this kind of D, A, F sharp, and D, or 2, 4, 5. And the D note is this second string, right? That's the note we're going to bring down to the 4th fret, then to the 2nd fret, and then open. Right? Did you get all that? It's a D chord with a major 7, 2, 4, 4, 2, 4, 6. I mean, 2, 4, 2 is a D6, you could call it. 2, 4, 0 is simply a D. D major 7, D major 6, and then we go to E minor. This time I'm playing the E minor with the bar and the high G note. But now we're going to go to this other kind of E minor, 4, 5, 7, and we're going to walk down the upper voice chromatically on that, and then end up on an A chord. So it's going to be E minor 7, I'm sorry, E minor with a major 7, E minor 7, now A7, and you'll play an A7 that has that C sharp in the top of it, so that we get this sound of this voice walking right down chromatically. So that A7 is 2, 5, 4. And it resolves nicely back to D. First, this kind of 2, 4, 5 D chord. Okay, so then the second half of that being slightly longer, and it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds in the ink stains of the shy. You just come back to a D and then go up to your E and wait. And E minor, A7, D. So it's just that added E minor, A7 at the end of the repeat of the second half. Fun to kind of look for this stuff in other places on the instrument. Why not? Let's go all the way up here. Right? So it's a bar D chord, D major 7, D6. I like to bring it on down to the D chord with an A note on top. It's a little bit tricky to bar this with the second finger. 7, 7, 9, 5. Another option would be to go to this bluegrass D chord and try to bar that 5th fret D and A with the tip of the second finger. That would help get that feeling of that high note coming down. Then we go to an E minor up here, 9, 9, 10, 12. And then we walk down the upper voice and we end up on this kind of A7, which is 9, 7, 10, 9, which resolves nicely back to this kind of D, 7, 7, 9, 10. Okay.